Our boats were built before the Second World War in the 1930s. And they're still going, and they're still doing what they were built for. We are one of 4 remaining yards that hire yachts. It is now completely unique. The Hunter family, Percy, Cyril and Stanley, started the yard in 1932. Percy was working up at Potter Heigham, in one of the boatyards there, and really obviously fancied being his own man and having his own boatyard. They bought a piece of land at the bottom of Horse Fen Road from a local farmer. They built the first shed, they finished the dike off by hand, and then they started building their boats. They obviously didn't have a lot of money, so they carried on working and they built the boats in their spare time. And in those days you had standards, and Percy had very high standards. And if hirers didn't meet his standards, they were told they couldn't come back the next year. Cyril, I must have been in my high 30s, early 40s when I met him and started hiring from the yard. He'd retired by then, but he still frightened me. Morning, Mr. Hunter. Nice to see you, Mr. Hunter. Who is this bloke trying to make me his friend? I don't know him. A lot of people could see that there was a war coming, and so sensible people made preparations. Percy had his boats lifted out of the water during the summer of 1939 because he knew that if a war came, there would be no holidays, there would be no sailing. And that saved them, because a lot of boats were actually requisitioned and moored out on the Broads to stop German seaplanes landing and invading. And they lay there for 4 or 5, 6 years, and many of them just rotted away. If he hadn't done that, we probably wouldn't have Hunter's Yard now. In the 60s, the family realised that it was a small yard and they couldn't really diversify or grow and meet the economic situation. Everyone else was going motorboats and glass fibre and all the rest of it. They couldn't do that. They hadn't got the energy, they hadn't got the space, they hadn't got the money. They managed to sell the yard to Norfolk County Council. And it became the Norfolk County Sailing Base. The Director of Education then was an amazing bloke. He realised that sailing and sailing for Norfolk school children would be a wonderful thing. And so along with 2 local men who were teachers and sailors, they persuaded the county to buy Hunter's Yard, lock, stock and barrel, the whole thing. All the land, all the boats and the sheds, the whole thing, and turn it into something for schools to go to. And at that point, Cyril and Stanley stood back from the yard. That worked beautifully until the 1990s, when again there were changes in the curriculum, in the economy and all the rest of it, and the county council had to sell the yard. A lot of people in Norfolk and around the Broads and who sailed on the Broads were very upset at the thought of Hunter's Yard just being sold off piecemeal. And as a direct result, a campaign was run to raise money so that the yard could be bought completely. And then the Heritage Lottery people came to see it and gave a huge grant so that the yard was bought by the newly formed Norfolk Heritage Fleet Trust. With the formation of the trust, it became known to all of us again as Hunter's Yard. It's funny, you see, because for most of us, it wasn't being changed back to its original name. We'd never thought of it as the Norfolk County Sailing Base. It was always Hunter's Yard. It's always been Hunter's Yard. It was then, and it still is. Percy Hunter and his sons, if they came back in, would recognise the yard. They'd be able to walk into the workshop and find that screws and nails were still in the places, the boxes where they had them when they started in the 1930s. quality of the workmanship, the standard of the workmanship is exactly where it was in the 1930s. And it has to be, otherwise the boats would not survive. Hunter's Yard is unique. It's not high-tech. It doesn't qualify you to sail around the world. What it allows you to do is to get afloat, get close to nature, slow down and rediscover some of the values in your life. There's nowhere else in Britain like this.